It's just another day. Just another day.
It's good afternoon from Steve.
And it's good afternoon from Bev.
And today's Wednesday,
The
29th of January 2025.
And it's just another day.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, it's not been just another day. Anyway, it's 4:45. We've had a busy day.
Had
Today.
another busy day.
Another busy day. Another busy day doing nothing, only watching YouTube. Where have we been today?
Been to school.
Went back to school, didn't we?
Went back to school. It was Pippa's
Don't know what.
luncheon club or something.
Yeah, we don't know really. We don't know the full tale why.
Yeah, the mums and dads were invited, weren't they? But her mum and dad, with Pippa's, our daughter and her boyfriend, they were working. Grandma's went, so we were allowed.
Yeah, we were invited for lunch at the school.
Yeah, she was very.
And school dinners are my worst nightmare.
You had to pick what you wanted without seeing it, so you.
I don't do
you got
canteen dinners.
You got a badge,
Yeah,
not with a name on it.
Yeah,
what
you
wanted.
having? Yeah, I would call curry.
You
were jacket potato.
Jacket potato with cheese. Jacket cheese, my name. Another little. When you went into the dining room once you got your dinner, you sat down. Pippa picked a right big round table for us, for like King Arthur, and all the children were coming in, and some of them were looking a bit not.
No, they were lost, weren't they? Because their mummies and daddies or grandmas and granddads couldn't go.
Well, they were older and all, weren't they?
Well, they were next year up, weren't they? Yeah, but she's still looking for a mum, that little girl. She said, my mum is not here. And she was wondering about. That's why I said.
So I attracted her attention. I said, come and sit with us, because Pippa,
Pippa and her friend.
Ada.
Yeah, Pippa and Ada.
So I had this little girl who was walking past. I said, come and sit with us. Anyhow, she came and sat with us, and after a while, a friend came and she sat next to her. And then there was another little girl looking lost with nobody. The tables were getting full, and there was nobody invited. Well, I suppose you do when you're a child. You're just looking after yourself and just want your dinner and sit down and eat it. But she was wandering around, wondering if anybody would mind, I think, sitting on their table. So I attracted her attention. I got her sat down. She was called, can't say the names, can I?
I don't know.
Really, Lily May.
So you can say her name.
Yeah, nice little child. And then we got a little lad, didn't we? So me and this little lad male, and all the rest were female.
Yeah, I said to this little lad, come and sit here with us.
What was his name?
With Riley.
Riley, yeah, little Riley.
Yeah, so we were a table of 8 then.
Yeah.
Enjoying our dinner.
Yeah, and they were pretty, not withdrawn, but not conversationalists.
Yeah, well, they weren't talking, were they?
When they sat down, but my God.
Yeah, once they started.
I was just eating my dinner, and one next to me, little girl who attracted first, said, my friends had knits. I went, all right, that's good to know. So she had one knit.
Only one
So we
knit.
had to check his hair. I said, but I've had knits. I went, oh, thanks. I'm glad you've told
While you're eating
I said,
your
I'm
jacket.
glad you've told me that. She said, well, yeah, I've had knits. And because when I said to her, I'm glad you've told me that, a friend then parked up. She said, I got knits as well. I said, you will do, you're both friends. I thought, what a conversation. I've had knits. So anyhow, we all had his dinner, didn't we? Quite good. And then halfway through, well, nearly at the end, Pippa realised it was coming to the end, and then thought she'd try and throw a sickie.
Well, what used to happen when we used to go down to nursery, to the parents' things,
it was called Shea Nanny, weren't it?
Yeah, we always used to bring her home. You know, if we'd been down and she'd done some whatever.
We called it springing her.
Yeah, we used to spring her and bring her home so that she didn't have to stay at nursery. So she told me, when I go to big school, I won't be able to do this. So I said, no, you can't come home, you have to stay at school. So this is the first time we've been to any events at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Becky told
At this school,
at this school now, yeah, she's at primary school now. And now Becky said to her last night, you know, you can't go home with Grandma and Grandad, you have to stay at school. And she's, yeah, I understand. So while we were having our dinner, she said to me, I can't come home with you, can I not? And I said, no, because you have to stay and Tracy will pick you up. That's the lady that looks after her before and after school. She said, but I can come home if I'm poorly, can't I? So I said, well, yes, if you're poorly, you can come home.
I ignored
Steve ignored her.
I heard her,
He
but
looked
I thought,
away.
no.
So then, of course, then she started saying, I'm poorly. And then we had tears.
Yeah.
And, I don't know why they do it at school, because, anyway, we had to leave her. Obviously, we couldn't bring her home. We weren't allowed to bring her home. So.
But when we were going, we must have made an impression on the children, because little Lily came over and gave me an hug.
Yeah, they wanted an hug.
I went,
I said,
whoa, what's going on here?
We've enough grandchildren, we don't need any more. We don't need any more.
I thought I was gaining another.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They were friendly, weren't they? But I think they
Very
enjoyed
friendly.
chatting to us, didn't they?
Nice, it's a nice school, isn't it?
And teachers was, I think they were glad that we participated with the other children besides Pippa.
Yeah.
Because Pippa's friend Ada, her mum and grandma usually go,
she
they
went
look
to share
after
Nanny as well, didn't she?
Yeah, they look after Pippa if Becky can't or Christian can't go.
So we looked after Ada.
Yeah, so we had Ada. We said, come on and sit with us, Ada. And so she sat in, there were me, Pippa, Ada and Steve, so they were sat in the middle of us and they were chatting away, and yeah, it were nice, weren't it?
So I don't know how you went on when you were kids at school, but I'll tell you a tale about me. I hated it with a passion, and every lamppost on the way from home to school I clung to like a limpet. My mother had to prise me off it.
And she had 6 children, so you
She
can
had
imagine.
6 kids, yeah, my
Stephen
mum.
was the second child, so she'd 4.
I didn't make her life
4
easy.
little children underneath him.
No, I didn't make her life easy. Wherever I went, I did a runner. And when they got me into school, it were, I'll tell you the school, it was Holy Trinity. It was a C of E school, and the church was just across the road, Holy Trinity Church, which is now Flats in Burnley. And once you got through the schoolyard, into the schoolyard, there was like a porch. And once you get through the porch, there was a hallway, and they were waiting in there, and they had one of them little round chairs. Can't remember, don't know if you remember them. They had like a round spindle back, 4 legs. Well, once you got me in there,
It would have been a bloody cock up if it only had 3 legs, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, some stools have 3 legs.
Well, it was a stool, it was a chair.
It was a chair, yeah. I'm just saying. But when they got me in the chair, they tied me down with rope. Tied me in the chair. You won't get to do that today. That'd be cruelty. That'd be
They'd get
torture.
done. They'd get absolutely...
You can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
You can't tell them off.
No. It's a good job they did, because I wouldn't have stayed, I'd have been away. And I was frightened of nothing in them days. It didn't make... Well, I suppose I'm still the same. I've just fell out going... In fact, I've just fell going outside. Oh, but bloody plant pot.
It's just fell over plant pot that's been there about 3 years. I bet you've got that on CCTV.
Yeah, it will be, yeah.
I'll have to put it on.
If I can get it off.
Put it on.
If I can get it off, I'll put it on. Yeah. So...
I liked school.
You did?
Yeah, I liked school, but I didn't...
I hated it with passion.
When I went to infant school, I hardly ever went to school because I was always poorly, and then I broke my arm. I had to have 6 months off with a broken arm, and then I was sat at back at class and I couldn't see because I should have worn glasses. So I never learnt anything. I just used to copy off who were next to me. So when I got to secondary school, I didn't know anything. Couldn't read or write. I was thicko. But
it's a lot stricter now, isn't it? You know,
I can't understand why I came out of school, junior school especially, not being able to read or write properly, or why my mum and dad never, well, I don't know, I suppose there are parents that, well, nobody bothered about education, did they? I didn't bother about it. I was too clever. I was clever enough. I didn't need to learn anything at school. No. What good were that going to do me? What good were this going to do? What good? So no, I just fluffed my way all through. But secondary school, I loved it. I didn't learn anything.
Well, you were lucky.
I didn't do any. I did some GCSEs. I did art GCSE and I did A level. I did GCSE needlework and O level art. And the others, I just sat and wrote my name on paper and never did anything.
Yeah, but you were lucky.
Yeah, I was born lucky. Yeah. Because you told me.
No, you are. You were lucky.
Why?
You rode on my back for 40 odd years.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, you've rode on.
I've bloody grafted.
Right. Well, you might have done a few years.
I've grafted. You don't. Yes, I have.
No, you sat at home with kids for most of the
You
time.
must be joking. When I was home with kids, I was doing all sorts, Tupperware.
Yeah, I did it
flower
with you.
arrangement. What Tupperware? You did Tupperware with me.
Flower arranging, Tupperware.
I
did all
give
that.
over.
Yeah,
I was splitting tea towels. doing Kimble tagging. I did everything. Anything and everything. If I could earn 50p, I would earn it 50p.
But the secondary school where I went to was called Rose Grove. You had to fight your way in and fight to get in, and you got to fight your way to get out. And the school itself, the teachers didn't want to teach us, and we didn't want to be taught. And I don't blame the teachers at all. Do not blame the teachers. It's fair to say it weren't the best school anyhow. I didn't go there so much either.
No, because your mate can't remember you at school, can
I can't.
he? You weren't in my class, he said, I weren't.
Yeah, I weren't in that class, and I was never there.
So I can't even remember you being there.
I used to be over the hills and far away. We're very near a place called Pendle Hill, and it was always a lure. Especially during school days, it was either Pendle Hill. It took you a while to get up there, an hour or so.
An hour or so to get up Pendle Hill, it's more than that.
Yeah, that's it. It took us a couple of hours.
And then you had to get to Barley.
Well, no, we didn't go to Barley all the time.
Well, how did you get up Pendle Hill if you didn't go to Barley?
Didn't go all the way to Pendle Hill. Went down into Newchurch and round that area. We just, a couple of us went anyhow. But that's where we spent most of us. There was woods at top. Do you know where you turn in? Do you know what I mean?
No.
Up past the eye trap.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Right, there is woodlands, yeah.
Spent a lot of time up there, which did me stood me good with a job with me park ranger. I just wanted to work outside. That's where I wanted to be, working outside, and especially with nature. In 1990, the park rangers went over to the nature side of things, and we started, would you believe, going into schools and taking children out, teaching them stuff. And that lasted for approximately 12 years before the council or government swung it right round back into enforcement, and away we went again then, on a different track that I never took to really. I did it, and I did it to the best of my ability, but it weren't
what you wanted.
No, it weren't my forte. I didn't join up for that, but I did it to my best of my ability, I would say. In fact, it's one of the lads, Neil, who when I went to the Rangers, Neil, it's his birthday today.
Yeah, 65.
He's 65.
6 and 5, 65.
Yeah, he's 3 years younger than me.
He's only another 12 months soon. He'll get his pension. Old age pension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 2 years.
Well, I don't know. And
I don't know.
it could be
67,
yeah,
isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know.
But the job we were doing, the Park Rangers at the time, when I first started, it was true in them days, a council employee didn't have all, well, our lot didn't. It was a shock to my system. I couldn't believe that the Park Rangers, I thought I was going somewhere where I was going to make a difference and help people and, and patrol, and it wasn't like that. Nobody wanted to work. In fact, they were doing very little. And I'd started first, but I knew Neil would come in 3 weeks later. I didn't know the guy. I met him once after the interview, and he said, "I've got a job." I said, "Well, I'll start there as well." And he said, "Give me his date." I knew it was 3 weeks, so I hung on for Neil to come, and he started. He said, "What do you think, Steve?" I said, "I don't think I'm stopping, Neil." He said, "Why?" I said, I can't act this. I need to work. I need to do something." I said, "We're not doing anything. We're just not doing anything. We're taking the money and not actually doing anything." He said, "What do you suggest?" I said, "Well, get your feet under the table this week." I said, "And if you want to make a difference, and we'll start, me and you, and we'll work in parks, and because it's fair to say the parks has gone into
decline.
Yeah, the gardens and the parks with the gardeners had kept them absolutely pristine and fantastic in them days, and they used to edge all the way around the park with a big thick edge. It's all squashed down now like that onto tarmac, but in them days it had a thick edge like that all the way around, and they cut them with, in fact I didn't know why they didn't walk sideways when they stopped, because they're walking sideways all day cutting them. But the parks were becoming into a no-go area, because the teenagers mainly were doing what they wanted, and there was no control. The police didn't go in. It was left to the park rangers, but the park rangers weren't park rangering.
No, they weren't bothered, were they? They were just having the brews
getting the brews.
Just taking the money.
And
Well, they were older guys,
yeah,
weren't they?
They were a bit windy.
they've been there a long time and they just were riding it out, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were a bit windy. And anyhow, Neil come. I said, listen, Neil. I said, do you fancy having a go? We'll get it sorted. He said, if you want. So me and Neil set about it, and we started patrolling like constantly. And then a couple more came, a couple more left, and a couple more came, and we got them sort of like into our group. And one of the parks, it was like nobody going after it at night. And it took about 5 years, and I got to this thing, what you call the multi-policy, where us, the rangers, the police, and other different sections started to work together. And we hammered that park, and I were in there one night, it'd be about 9:45, and a lady walked through with a baby in a pram, trying to get their child to sleep. She was struggling. I thought, we'd done it. If she feels safe enough to come in here at 9:45, then we've cleaned it, and we cleaned it, and we kept on top of it then. Up to the present date, where the obviously cutbacks, and there's no hardly any rangers left. No?
There's the 3 of them.
I think there might be 3 or 4.
So...
But in them days we had 13. Well, we are a big council area, but yeah, there's about...
3, maybe 4 in summertime. They take a bit extra staff on, don't they,
Yeah.
in summer? But it's not the job that it was, is it?
Not the job it was, no, unfortunately. I don't think any job is. I mean, let us know whatever you've done in the comments. I do like reading your comments, anybody who comments, and we always will answer. There might be a comment slips under the radar, but I can assure you it's not through our diligent nature trying to find them. If we don't reply to anyone, it's not because we haven't checked. It's because we haven't seen it, because we do try. Well, we look for it. We haven't got all that many comments, but we do look, don't we?
We'll look for the comment.
Well, we're on the side of things. We've now got 75 subscribers, and we thank you all very much, every last one of you. Stick with us, because we have a few plans. We are going away in the summer, and I'm going to take you with us. We've got a Uke Fest and different festivals we're going to, haven't we? Events and things. And we'd like you to come along and join us, and we'll have a few tales as well. Plenty to talk about. A couple more car tales, haven't we?
Yeah, a few car tales, but we won't go into them today.
No. And anything else you want to talk about today?
I don't think so. Just...
I've got a couple of different birds on the feeders, and I'll try and get what I'm trying to do is get a shot where all the different birds are on to show you, as opposed to keep showing you photos.
Yeah, because we do get a lot on at once, don't we?
We do.
Parking,
It's just
parking
getting that
fee.
minute, isn't it? When we can.
Well, we've had all this. She's gone
the
home. We haven't done any filming while she's been here because.
I can't take it.
No, well, it's not that. I don't feel engaged with you. I feel like I'm distracted all the time.
Because
So
she's not 100% house trained yet, so we're watching for that, and she's a little stinker at me.
Yeah, she keeps pinching tissues
And ripping them up.
and cardboard out at cardboard box
And we have wood for the wood burn. It's got all moss on it. She's pulling moss off.
Yeah, she's in log bag, in log basket, pulling moss off, and I'm frightened of her eating something. So we've waited while she's gone home, and that's why we're a little bit late, aren't we, today?
Are we anything on tonight?
No, Wednesday night, no. I haven't been cleaning at my mum's this morning purely because we were going for lunch at the school.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your lunch?
It were all right, but I have a fear of canteen food. I don't do hospital food, school food. I just can't bear it. I can't bear where there's a lot of people.
I'm not sure about them plastic trays.
No, you get your meal on a plastic tray.
And it's all compartmentalised.
Yeah, there's a piece for you. Yeah, but no, but
all in different compartments.
The trouble is, when I were a kid, my dad were really finicky, and he's made me like that, and I've made Becky like that. I don't know about lads, whether they're like, but I know how Becky's really particular where she eats. Well, Tommy's got a flip-top head, hasn't he?
Sit still long enough, he'll eat you.
Yeah, but I don't want to make Pippa like that. But I'll tell you something, if it had been an invitation for us to go to school for my children, our children, I wouldn't have been going. I wouldn't have gone. I would have said, no, I'm busy, I'm working. But I've only done it because our Becky and Christian are such good parents, and it was impossible for them to go. So
I don't know, I think
we
they're more
held
for
them.
grandkids, you know.
Yeah, but
Although we did go to everything with children.
yeah, we went to all the plays
Pantomimes
and
and
things.
things,
Yeah, well, we never
for
got
plays.
invited for lunch in them days, but I certainly wouldn't have gone and had my dinner at school. That's a certain fact. But I had to do it for Pippa, because if I hadn't done it for her, then I would have been upsetting her and Becca and Christian. You know, they would have been disappointed. So we did it for all three of them, really, because they are good parents, aren't they?
You sleep well last night?
Did I sleep well last night? I don't know. What. Oh no, we're up at
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. I had a yoghurt.
Having a brew.
I had a whiskey. I had a Weetabix, a yoghurt, and then I had some crackers and cheese. 2 o'clock this morning. I can't keep it up. I'm going to be ginormous.
I was still up.
Yeah, you hadn't come to bed, had you then?
No, watching this thing I just found on I've joined Netflix. I've succumbed and paid the £5. And I've joined Netflix. I'm watching this, what was it called? Crimes, weren't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Murders. That's all they watch is murders. Murders and horrors.
I'm just trying to get a few tips and hints. Perfect Murder.
It's My Lover, My Killer.
Yeah,
That's what it's called.
Yeah, that will good.
So
It's
he was
all
still,
British.
when I woke up and he weren't in bed, I thought, oh, I could just do with a brew. So
Come down.
I come downstairs and said, do you want a brew? He said, yes. So I thought, well, I better have something to eat because I'll not sleep if I don't.
But it was a struggle this morning getting up at 8:30.
Yeah, it were really, but...
And that's a problem.
Yeah,
In the olden days, we're up every day at 6.
Well, we used to get up at
5,
6.
6.
We used to get up at 6 every morning and go for a walk because we couldn't fit it in the rest of the day. Now we need to get back into that.
Prior to that, I was getting up at 4, going out on my push bike.
Yeah. We've always been we've always been up early, but no, I've gone proper lazy. I hate being lazy, but I can't help it.
No.
I've been out for a walk with Harley. I walked down to my mum's this afternoon. I took her down to my mum's and walked back, so she's had an hour's walk this afternoon because we're being so naughty. I thought she's obviously got plenty of energy. So anyway.
And I put a new tarpaulin on my trailer because the other one melted with the fire. So I've had to put a new, well, I hadn't have to put a new one on, but it needed a new one. It's fully covered now, all the wheels and everything, so that will be better than the one, although the one I had on was good, it was a lot thicker than the one I've got, but I didn't pay. I bought 2 because if it goes into a hole, I've got one to replace it because it was it's a hell of a lot bigger than the one I had on, but the one I had on was a lot dearer, but it were a lot better quality.
Well, it don't matter, does it, if it lasts a couple of years?
No, if I get a year, 2 years out of them and buy another, it's right enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's that. That's me done, really, for today.
Yeah, me too.
So it's goodbye from Bev.
And it's goodbye from Steve.
Thank you. As I say, thank you all once again for subscribing and
Yeah, stick with us if you can.
Stick with
if you
us.
can bear it.
With a hell.
I've done it. 43 years. So you can do it. You can do it.
you've loved every minute.
You can do it.
You've loved every
I have
minute.
every confidence in you. You can do it.
You've loved every minute
Yeah,
of
I
it.
have.
It's been a ride.
It's been a right ride.
It's been a barrel of fun. Anyhow,
Adios.
goodbye from Bev.
And bye from Steve.
Adios. It's just another day. Just another day.